Hi, I'm Dr. Aida Başgül-Martin. In this video, I will talk about the structure of bone tissue, compact and spongy bone. I would like to hear your feedback. Please make sure to click the like button or leave me a comment below. Bones are the organs of the skeletal system. Bones have many diverse functions in our body. They support and protect softer tissues, act as a framework, provide points of attachment for muscles, and therefore aids the movement, and also house the blood-producing cells and store inorganic salts. There are two types of bone tissue, compact and spongy bone. Compact bone is dense. It's dense, strong, and solid. Compact bone is the weight-bearing and resists the compression. Located in the outmost, as you see in this picture, outmost part of the bones, consists of cylindrical units. You see here, cylindrical units called osteon. However, spongy bone, see in the red color coded, spongy bone is somewhat flexible, less dense, and lighter. Consists of, as you see here, branching plates called trabeculae. These allows passageway for blood vessels. Nutrients diffuse through canaliculi to cells of the bone. Bone is a connective type of tissue, has cells and extracellular matrix. We can see four types of cells. Young bone cells called osteoblasts, here with the blue color coded, and osteoclasts with the pink color coded in this picture. Osteoclasts break down the calcified matrix. So bone resorption, removal of bone, is the actions of osteoclast. Afterwards, osteoblasts invade, replacing cartilage with bone tissue. So bone deposition, in other words, formation of bone, is the action for osteoblasts. Opposing processes of deposition by osteoblast and resorption by osteoclast occur of surfaces of endosteum and periosteum. We will talk about them. Bone remodeling, we call this bone remodeling, occurs throughout life. 10 to 20% of skeleton of ours is replaced each year. Osteocytes are mature bone cells. Okay, we talk about the osteoclast, we talk about the osteoblast. Now we will talk about the osteocyte. Osteocytes are mature bone cells. They are fixed or trapped in the bony chambers called lacunae. The action of osteocytes is the maintenance of bone structure. We have one more cells to, I have one more cells to introduce you. We call osteogenic stem cells. They are derived from mesenchymal stem cells and can differentiate into either osteoblasts or chondroblasts. The chondroblasts are the cartilage producing cells. In summary, there are three types of cells that contribute to bone homeostasis. Osteoblasts are bone-forming cells. Osteoclasts resorb or break down the bone, and osteocytes are mature bone cells. An equilibrium between osteoblasts and osteoclasts maintain the bone tissue. The extracellular matrix of bone is largely formed by collagen fibers and inorganic salts. Collagen gives bone resilience. Inorganic salts make bone hard. About 70% of bone matrix consists of inorganic mineral salts. Most abundant salt is the crystal of hydroxyapatite or calcium phosphate. Other salts include magnesium, sodium, potassium, and carbonate ions. And just to give you an example, the condition called osteoporosis results from loss of bone mineralization. In this slide, we will discuss the bone structure on an illustration of bone model and recognize them later on the real model later. We have two different types of membrane covers the bone. One on outside and another one inside. Periosteum, you see here, periosteum, it's a dense layer of vascular connective tissue membrane that envelops the bone except at the surfaces of the joints. Endosteum is a thin vascular membrane of connective tissue that lines, just right there, that lines the inner surface of the bony tissue that forms the medullary cavity of the long bones. Then we have compact bone, see here, after the periosteum until the spongy bone we call compact bone, and of course we have the spongy bone. That portion is the spongy bone. Compact bone consists of tightly glued cylindrical structure. You see here, cylindrical structure and microscopy too. You can see in microscopic slide. And cylindrical structure we will call osteon. It's found only in the compact bone. The center of each osteon has a canal. We call this central canal or Haversian canal. Haversian canal act as a passageway to blood vessels and nerves of the bone. Central canal surrounded by dense concentric rings of matrix. The layers of the connective tissue matrix surround the central canal called concentric lamellae. So each one is concentric lamella. Isn't that look like a stump of a tree? Notice we have another type of lamellae. We call circumferential lamellae. You see here? Straight, covers all over the bone. So we have circumferential lamellae and covers or surround all over the bone. And we have the concentric lamellae and surrounds the central canal. Between the rings of matrix, we have the bone cells. They are trapped, mature bone cells we will call osteocytes. They found inside of bony, small bony spaces called lacunae. Small bony channels we will call canaliculi. You can see so clear here, but you will see in another picture. Canaliculi radiate from lacunae to the central canal to provide passageway for blood capillaries through the hard matrix. Central canals travel vertically, you see here, vertically, and there's another canal we call perforating canal or Walkman's canals, pass through the horizontally and connects to each central canal. Spongy bone, as you see here, is lighter and less dense, but have larger surface area due to its porous latticework-like structure. And this structure we call trabeculae. So it's good to say the osteons as the characteristic structure for compact bone. Trabeculae is the structure or characterized structure for spongy bone. The spaces between the trabeculae are often filled with bone marrow and blood vessels. Can you find these structures in this anatomical model? Which one is the compact bone? And which one is the spongy bone? You see that the number 30, labeled with the number 30, is the compact bone. And from here, you see these are the spongy bone. Why? Because we see the osteon labeled with the 32. We see the cylindrical structure They are all osteon, part of the compact bone. And you see the trabeculae and latticework plates, the bony plates, part of the or characteristic of the spongy bone. And you see the red bone marrow here, and this gray color coated membrane called periosteum, and there is a thin membrane covers the spongy bone on the medullary cavity side, and we call endosteum. And you see the vertical canal that blood vessels come pass through it, we will call central canal, and the horizontal version we will call the perforating or Walkman's canal. And when you see the tiny here bony cavities, we will call the lacunae. Inside of them we have cells called osteocyte. Look at the collagen fibers direction. This different oblique crossing fibers gives the strength of the bone. And we have each layer we will call lamellae because they are surround the central canal. Circular version we will call them concentric lamellae. And you see here we have the circumferential laminae. Okay, in this photo you are seeing a calf's long bones. I label the compact bone with number 1. You see, it's outside, it's homogeneous and dense, and you see the number 2 is like a porous, we call the spongy bone. And here we have number 3 showing the epiphyseal plates, and number 4 is showing the medullary cavity. Bone can continue to grow in length as long as cartilage cells of epiphyseal plate remain active. You see here? Remain active. When ossification centers meet and epiphyseal plate ossifies, then bone can no longer grow in length and turns to epiphyseal line. Bone can thicken by depositing compact bone on outside under periosteum. In this illustration, let's learn macroscopic structure of an osteon. Haversian or central canal, osteocytes, you see the cells inside the bony chambers, tiny bony chambers we will call lacunae, and you can see the concentric lamellae, each layer, and tiny bony canals we will call canaliculi that allows the passageway for capillaries. Now, in this microscopic slide, can you recognize or name the cells found located in the lacunae? Yes, I hear you. It's osteocyte. You're right. Okay, let's test your knowledge. What is the name of the structure labeled with letters A? Compact bone? Right. B, it's a membrane covers all over the bone except the articular cartilage, we will call periosteum. And C, you see the horizontal bony canal, we will call perforating or Walkman's canal. And vertical canal is shown with the D, and it is the central canal or Haversian canal. And E, the tiny bony chambers you can see here as well. This is the model for the osteon. We will call the lacunae. And F, showing the red bone marrow found in the between the trabeculae of the spongy bone, or to better to say is in the medullary cavity. And G, either you can call spongy bone, or if the membrane asks to cover this side, answer is what? Endosteum. I hope you enjoyed and learned the subject we discussed. Feel free to click subscribe button to be aware of the newest videos. Thank you for watching.